Good evening, Butler fans, and welcome to another Sunday night of Overwatch action as we bring you round number 3 of the Tespa Preseason Overwatch Collegiate Championship. My name is Cisco Scaramouza. Alongside me in the virtual commentary box tonight is going to be Joe Kirkpatrick, and of course Alex was down here last week. This week, he's out on the field. But Joe, coming into tonight, first 2 wins, one technically, but 2 wins for the Butler esports team last week out. Coming to this week, a little bit tougher competition. What do you size up the Bulldogs' chances here this evening?
Yeah, taking in this Tespa preseason, they use this 10-week series sort of to size up the teams, get them in a decent position to try to prepare for the spring competition that happens. So we actually started from about the middle of the pack at the beginning, fell down a couple after week 1, but then came back up. So we're sitting about still in the middle of the pack. Here now after 2 weeks, sitting at 2-2. But yeah, so this match, SR-wise, we're looking at a little bit higher on the side of University of South Florida. But that doesn't necessarily mean, that this won't be a really exciting match to watch. Certainly looking forward to Ilios. I don't think we've seen that map yet so far in the Tespa season, and then Hanamura is map 2. So same things, those will be fresh for this stream, so it'll be cool to watch.
Yeah, Ilios, definitely looking forward to that one here, Joe. And we talked a little bit, obviously, with the team grabbing those 2 wins last week. One a win, one a default win due to the other team dropping out. That's going to move Butler up the charts a little bit and, make things happen. So with that, looks like ready on both sides. So we're going to get set to send things down and go sightseeing on the Greek coast of the Mediterranean in Ilios.
And we're loading up. Can't quite tell what map we're heading to next, but there are 3, obviously, for this control point Ilios map. At least my background right now is showing Ilios Lighthouse. There's also a well and ruins are the 3 points here, so we'll get at least 2 of those, maybe 3. This is a best of 3 point map, so we can see exactly how this is going to fall.
Yeah, absolutely, and things getting ready to kick off now. Of course, myself, Cisco Scaramouza, alongside Joe Kirkpatrick. So we get set about 10 seconds left before teams heading out. We'll see where things will stand, and we'll get a quick look at the lineup here for Butler here in just a few seconds. 2, 1... and we are away here for the 30-second countdown here for Butler. We'll take a look at the lineup right now. Jenny going to be taking on Reinhardt, and then, of course, we got Phantasmic on Lucio. Alex going to be on Farah. Shelby's going to go with Ana. Colin's going to be on Diva. And Luke is going to be on Soldier, and Tyler going to be on Lucio, like we said. So, interesting comp here. We do have the no pharmacy going to be in play here, but 5 seconds, and the doors will open up for Butler.
This is the kind of comp that really wants to get into the points. Obviously, low ground under the lighthouse. That Reinhardt particularly is going to be really good at brawling down there. We do actually have the pharmacy, the Lucio swap over just from the speed boost, I think, right out the gate. Soldier is great because here we can see, actually right now, they were perhaps anticipating the Farah on the side of USF. They're from Sergeant P, so hopefully that'll be be able to address their issues with this comp. We do see the Ryan Brig on the side of USF. That will be interesting. That they're good at comboing with each other, right, for the shadow, that sort of thing.
And Alex, bunch of trades right there. Gonna go down. Alex went down, but 2 kills for Butler, 2 for USF, and trading each there. So Butler's still down 1, waiting on Alex to get back to the point. We'll be back in about 5 seconds. We're on board with Ana right now, with Shelby behind the scenes, and now Alex gonna take to the skies. We'll hop on board with Farah. Alex right now standing on the top of that rooftop. Meanwhile, USF already grabbed the point, 25% so far. Now trying to get a little bit of a pick. They need to get 1 or 2 more picks here, Joe, before they can push in.
But here comes the Hanzo ult all the way through the room. Oh, taking out the Ana. Not much you can do about that, even with the health pack there. The very high sustain.
Ooh, Mercy goes down. A rough one for Mercy, gets shot in the back. And Alex, meanwhile, trying to go high, trying to make something happen on DPS. Not able to do so. Hanzo able to dodge. Near kill for Alex there. Not able to happen, as now the enemy Farah going to go in the air. Alex is going to try and get away from that one.
Yeah, and all this time the clock has just been ticking up for USF, all the way up to almost 60% now, still without a good contest. We're coming in with Shatter and a Nano Boost, so possibly, in fact, they're engaging with a Nano Boost onto, I can't tell who, but Barrage coming in as well, picking up some kills, but we're still trading. Hanzo's ulting again. There's the Shatter, but coming in with the Shield Bash. It's not quite as effective as they would have hoped.
And there's the Justice there coming in from enemy Farah, and just like that, it almost goes out the window. Nearly able to get Brigitte. There is Ana, and yes, you will get her with the grenade. And now just down to Roadhog, and it looks like Moira for USF. Last second, Jenny gonna come in with the swings. Now enemy Reinhardt coming in, but 2 tanks on Butler's side. Reinhardt goes down. Now D.Va gonna get knocked out of mech, and just too little too late for Butler. 99% overtime in effect. Last second for Tyler on Brigitte, not gonna happen, and the timer gonna kick down. Not enough people in range for Butler, and just like that, USF gonna grab the first of this first match's game point.
Yeah, so 100-0. That's obviously we don't want to see that. A lot of that, though, was just I think partly. Again, Farah we'd like on Lighthouse and on Ilios in general because some of the environmental potential there, also long sightlines from the air. But one of the disadvantages of Farah on Lighthouse is trying to be able to be effective on the point, again, because there's lots of natural cover there. If you're not in control of the point, then you run the risk of not getting very much value out of that pick.
Yeah, I agree, and just about 5 seconds left. You see Alex quick switch over to Junkrat here, and that's your lineup. Not much has changed apart from Luke going Widow, and Alex going to go to Junkrat, and Tyler now on Lucio is going to be interesting here. No, Tyler last minute changed to Zenyatta there, got the boost again, and swapped back over. So you can see Alex leading the charge in. Grenades coming in from Junkrat. And the rest of the team kind of staying behind Reinhardt's shield right now. That's D.Va and Reinhardt together. And now flanking, you can see Brigitte up on the right side for USF. And trying to make things happen over on there. Grenade going to go out for Junkrat, but Widow going to go down first. Luke gets sniped by the Farah.
Ilios Ruins is a map we used to see like Overwatch League Season 1 early in 2018. We used to see lots of Widowmaker on Ilios Ruins. Not so much anymore. Butler opting to go that way. But you do run the risk of the dive, the Widowmaker sitting long range, that becomes a really big part of your pick composition. So trying to lose against, losing duels against this Farah like happened originally, or against the Hanzo of USF, that becomes a problem if you're not getting the picks you need out of the Widowmaker.
Yeah, and Butler getting forced off point right now. We're on board with Jenny trying to fend it off. Only about a 500 left in shield. Farah, meanwhile, behind. Reinhardt going to go down, and Junkrat manages to stay alive during that Farah ult, but only 3 players up for Butler. I think the biggest problem I'm seeing right now here, Joe, is the fact that they only have the 1-hit scan in D.Va, and D.Va keeps getting knocked out of mech, so not able to combat that Farah at all.
Yeah, Farah's definitely putting in some work, but they've got to get in onto the point now. We're hitting about 50% for USF. Earthshatter's a great engagement if they can enable that properly. Obviously, we're looking at Seraph on the Reinhardt there, trying to come in.
And D.Va gonna get the kill right there. Just hopped on board her for a second, but able to make it happen. And Colin trying to stay alive. The Hanzo out gonna come in. A great shatter there for Butler. Impossible to get the Reinhardt. No, Reinhardt counters with the charge. And just like that, goes the other way. Mercy desperately trying to keep her friends alive.
Transcendence from Phantasmatic just a little bit too late to save the Reinhardt, and this, unfortunately, this push is not looking too hot. Still even, although even Butler still has, 5 or 6 up, but just trying to push through this, trying to push through Coalescence now is going to make it even more difficult.
Yeah, you can see just a lot of players down for Butler right now. D.Va coming back to pick up Colin. No, actually, I think it's going to be a heal and maybe a switch here for Colin to swap off D.Va. It is, and now Wrecking Ball coming in for Butler as Roadhog now as the swap for Jenny off Reinhardt.
Oh, the amazing charge from Reinhardt from the opposing Reinhardt kept our Hammond from touching the point. Couldn't get there in time to trigger overtime, and that's going to be map 1.
Yeah, and just like that, Butler going to go down in the first match. It's 1-0 of USF. And we'll see the play of the game. It's the enemy Reinhardt, Resno here. And comes in with the swings. This was right on Butler's last point here to try and grab it back. And Joe, the shatter, I think, going to come in. And he stops the D.Va there. No, and didn't even need the shatter. and went out there and just wiped them clean. So first win here for USF.
Yeah. So by the numbers, pretty one-sided. There's different ways that could have gone for sure. I'm interested to see how we can translate some of these things into Hanamura, which is going to be our next map, going over to Assault.
And so this is Butler's gonna have to put up a point here, of course, best of 3. And if they lose this map, it's all gonna be over. But Hanamura Assault map here, and it's gonna be interesting because this is kind of a 2 CP. We haven't seen a lot of CP here yet for this team. And Alex and I talked last week, Joe, that this is a team that is very good at payload, not necessarily on the capture points.
Yeah, exactly. We saw Horizon against. Hold on, let me get this map started. We saw Horizon in week 1 against, I believe it was James Madison University, and again, fairly outmatched matchup, sort of. But yeah, that one did not go well at all for Butler. Obviously, looking to redeem themselves here going into this new Assault map.
Absolutely, as we head for the eastern coast of Hanamura, and 30 seconds here before the assembly session is complete. And do want to thank everybody behind the scenes, and thank you for joining us here on Butler Esports right here on twitch.tv. Myself, Cisco Scaramuza, alongside Joe Kirkpatrick here to bring you round number 3, and the Bulldogs hoping to try and pull a victory on this map here in Hanamura and pull even with USF. You see your score at the top of your screen. USF was able to get the first map, and Butler going to be down to their last map. It is a best of 3, and we have a tiebreaker if need be, if it came down to payload. So right now, though, Butler has to be on having a good defense here, and defense going to be the way to go for Butler here at the beginning. We'll take a look at the loadout right now. Jenny going to take on Reinhardt. Then you got Tyler on Brigida. Alex going to stay with Junkrat this time. Shelby sticking with Mercy. Colin's going to be on Arisa. And Luke going to switch it up, going for the Bastion play. So a little bit different here out of Luke.
Yeah, so they're going for a sort of double shield spammy type comp. You really like to be holding right up here in this choke between the double wooden doors. Obviously, the problem there is if you get dived, the Bastion obviously is your main source of DPS. So you have this kind of protection, peel from the Brigida especially. Also, we got some traps, we got some mines from the Junkrat. The solo support is interesting. I guess Brig kind of counts. Hopefully they'll have to make sure that's played successfully in order to keep the Bastion up. But at the same time, setting up this far back, I'll have to see how that goes, especially sort of behind the rock. I don't know if I would have picked that position for visibility's sake.
Yeah, well, Junkrat going to start early with the nades, and Jenny's shield up right now as the Assault going to come in. Take a look at the opposite team of what we can see right now. I do see a Roadhog in there, as well as I think I saw a Reinhardt. So we'll pop over to Jenny's. Yep, nope, Reinhardt looks like a Moira, Roadhog, and now the defense is broken as Alex going to go down there from the Zarya. So an interesting call for Zarya. I like that play here early for USF. Not going to happen for Jenny that time.
Yeah, they're running this sort of triple tank with McCree as their DPS. Moira, Ana, obviously really good burst healers. Not burst healers, but really good tank healers, primarily for a really high HP pool. But 5 kills there in a row for USF will pretty well seal the deal.
Yeah, so
on point A.
So first push going to go well for USF, not able to make things happen. Now you see Butler starting to regroup here in the staging area. Maybe a couple of hero switches might be on tap for Butler. We'll have to see. 3 players on fire, meanwhile, for USF. We got Ana, McCree, and Zarya there on top, heating it up as Butler trying to kind of stall the attack a little bit, stall the momentum of USF here. Is about 6 minutes that they're going to have to defend if they can hold them off, but this is going to be a hard defense. McCree ult going to come in, and Butler heading for the hills.
Notably, they are staying on the Bastion. I would have liked to have take the setup time to send it maybe up on a higher ground. But a Riptide here from Zernastro on the Junkrat is going to be really good, maybe for trying to hold that up, but of course, as I say that, he's taking care of on the points. Several kills coming in here for USF. And that's point B.
And that's point B, and Butler is going to have quite a tall task ahead of him here, so almost no real stopping there from Butler. You can see the time remaining 6:14. That is a monumental ask for this team, and they're going to have to dig deep if they hope to make things happen here. About 35 seconds in the assembly portion.
And of course, all they have to do to move it on into round 2 is to just take 2 points no matter the time. Obviously, the more they have, the better for Butler. Because again, really large time bank for USF will allow them, if they get a second attack, lots of opportunity to go in and extend this as much as possible.
Yeah, I agree. This is going to be something where Butler is going to have to take advantage of and hopefully see some of the strategy that they saw from USF in these first two obviously the match we just saw, but also the map previously. Maybe try and take advantage a little bit that, see what the loadout's going to be for Butler, and still deciding right now, but Jenny going to stick with Reinhardt, Tyler going to be on Brigida, then you got Alex Junkrat, Shelby going to be on Ana. I think that's a good choice for her. Colin's still making up his mind, and Luke going to go to Farah. But I like the choice from to go to Ana here from Shelby. Definitely, I think her better of her two healers, and could allow this Butler team to maybe change up the strategy a little bit, try something different.
I definitely agree with that. The Farah is interesting, again, just because of the way this first point is, the giant wall. There's lots of, if they're running some kind of sniper, or Widow or Hanzo, usually sets up really close to the point and being able to see through. Yeah, and sure enough, they are going off of the Farah onto McCree. I like that much better.
Yeah,
in terms of the kind of comp they're trying to run, a sort of a pseudo triple tank or quad tank even with Brigida, but you gotta watch the traps.
Yep, cheese point early here for USF. They laid the Junkrat trap down. I got 2 of them. And just like that, Butler already going to have to pick up the pieces. Tyler immediately switching to Moira. Was not happy with how that started. Shield going down for Jenny, trying to make things happen, but a very aggressive defense here from USF.
And again, back to the Farah, sort of has a Junkrat counter, that's fine. They're not obviously playing as Farah on their own, but they do have the Hanzo sitting in the back. That's, I assume sitting in the back, can't actually tell where the Hanzo is, but that's going to be something to watch, definitely. On the Farah, but they trying to shoot into the Reinhardt Roadhog Brigida. That's definitely gonna give them some good work.
Yeah, and you can see the Hanzo ult coming in. Everybody able to successfully dodge that one, but crit right now for 2. They'll come back up with help from Ana and Moira there to bring their health back. And possible charge once again. We see Ana's got the ult here ready to go. And critical gonna come in. Nope, grenade able to save her. But Jenny gonna go down, and Shelby gonna go down. 3 players down for Butler. That was also Tyler who went down, and just like that, the charge for Butler all but in shambles.
I've got to say that Hanzo from Sergeant P is really putting in good work. Really quick ults. Even here on the first push. But yeah, that's one of their main concerns, definitely, I would say, for this Butler squad as they're trying to approach here the second point.
Yeah, and we'll hop on board with Luke now to get some eyes in the sky here from the Farah. Gonna go inside the room here, and you can see the ult coming in once again from Hanzo, but not able to make things happen. Luke down to half already. Got kind of the Junkrat bounce, and now going to the air, trying to get some late dive hits. Luke generally does well on heroes that he has to, put in the work that he has, aiming in several other FPSs that he has. I think he's one of the best FPS players on this Butler team, and trying to make that work on Farah.
Yeah, unfortunately, Butler does keep securing kills, but unfortunately, they're all
close for Diva.
Yeah, almost picking up the mech there, but they're all often staggered, and they're not quite. Thrown in the battle mercy, was that? They're sort of just to add insult to injury here, but. Yeah, these kills that they get, but they're not usually at opportune times, or they're not on the targets they need. And USF is able to pull in and try to still account for that loss.
Yeah, and you can see about 120 left on the clock here for Butler as time running out. They're going to have to make something happen, and make it happen soon. As you can see, Luke up at the top ground. He's got the Justice. Just has to find the right spot to employ it. Hanzo ult, 3rd time this game, going to come in. It's going to take out Junkrat. It's going to take out Winston as well, as Jenny last-minute change. The Reinhardt now out of position. Butler could capitalize if they could just get past. Not able to. Luke going to go down, as well as Tyler. And just like that, Diva out of back. Less than a minute to go.
2 really big offensive ults. We have up currently. We have the Barrage and the Riptire. Obviously trying to look to combo that Barrage with some sort of defense matrix off of the Diva. Try to get as much value from that as we can. And then the Riptire, both of them really good at being able to get the kind of picks that we need. Okay, here comes the Riptire. Coming in, but it's shot immediately, or I guess exploded immediately by the Junkrat of the opposing team. Our Winston comes up, try to touch the point at all, maybe pull him back a little bit, but all that results in is just more staggers here for Butler on the point.
And Luke trying to put the team on his back. He got the Hanzo, he got the Riptire, but not able to do much else. A very good-looking barrage there from Luke, just not able to make it happen. Time 2-1, and not going to be able to get on the point. Yep, and that's it. Butler going to go down to the USF Bulls 2-0, and just like that, first game is over for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, so 2-0. It's kind of rough. Here's as we see the play of the game from the Hanzo. I don't know. I'd have to think about trying to pinpoint one particular thing that might have been the primary issue here that they would want to look at for game 2. I think some of the we talked about this in the stream for weeks 1 and 2, that some of these it's just initial composition stuff. Trying to go into these maps with a really solid plan. And being able to figure out what's going on and being able to react on the fly, which these types of skills will only build as we keep going through this Tespa series.
Yeah, absolutely, and players starting to leave the game now, and that's going to give us the opportunity to step aside for a little while, and we'll set up game number 2. So next game coming up at about 9:30, and maybe a little bit sooner. We'll just have to see how things work out. But either way, you're watching Overwatch right here on the Butler Esports Twitch channel.